This special report is being brought to you by The Flooring Center in downtown Springfield. Come on by and see our beautiful hardwoods. Well, Robertson County, I'd like you to meet a very interesting man. If you have ever dialed 911 inside of Robertson County over the last 41 years, then the odds are he probably knows about it. You've probably never seen him on TV, and I don't know if he plays the guitar or not, but he certainly is cool. His name is Elvis Wilson. Inside Elvis's 41 years of public service, he was a volunteer firefighter. He worked for the ambulance service as an EMT. He was a dispatch operator, a police officer. He served on the 911 board, and recently he was the director of the new 911 dispatch center in Springfield. So after 41 years in public service and every job imaginable, Elvis decided it was time to retire. And there were no shortage of friends who came by to see him off at his retirement party. The party even drew the likes of Dick Tracy. Being in the news business as Smokey is, we did interface with Elvis from time to time. Always the consummate professional with a great sense of humor. You could feel Elvis's easygoing attitude in the room. Everybody seemed to be having a good time. But they were also there to say goodbye to a man that they both respected and had worked with for many years.
Presented to Elvis Wilson. It is with sincere gratitude that we congratulate you on your well-deserved retirement after 26 years of outstanding service. You have provided assistance, guidance, and outstanding leadership to law enforcement for so many years. You have set an example to be followed in the future and cherished by those of us who were fortunate enough to have experienced it for ourselves. The City of Springfield Police Department, the City of Springfield.
Mr. Nutting, I appreciate it.
Asked me to say something good about you.
And you took 3 days and you couldn't come up.
I thought, and I went down this road, and they thought, and nobody could think of anything. So we want to present this on behalf of your loyal work for the city. And the conclusion we came up over there was, you really couldn't hold a job anywhere, could you? So, on behalf of the City of Springfield, the Police Department, the work you've done for me in the city, congratulations on your retirement. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. The pattern was that every time a question came up, he looked to see how it would impact the people around him first. Before he made a decision on what Elvis wanted or any of those other things, he looked and he says, how is it going to affect the people that work for me? How is it going to affect the people that I work with every day? That before he made decisions, the first thing he would do is look at everybody else. How does it impact them and their lives? Very sensitive, very cautious, very careful about the people around him. Genuinely cares about the people around him. I could learn a lot from him.
I'm Lynn Questel. I'm from the State 911 Board. And I just want to thank you so much. It has been such an honor and pleasure to work with you, Elvis. It's always, when I know a call's coming in from Robertson County, it'll be a friendly, kind voice who really does listen and care about other people. And I hate to see you go, but I just wish you the very, very best. Thank you for all you've done for 911 in the state of Tennessee.
Thank you.
On behalf of the City of White House, we certainly appreciate all you've done to help our community with dispatching services. I know that you rode through some difficult transitions trying to help us consolidate our dispatch center. You took the lead on it, you took the leadership, and I certainly appreciate it. Thank you.
Jerry, I appreciate John. I appreciate
I've been around with him about as long as anybody else.
probably longer than anybody, so let's not go back. Let's not go back to the 60s.
Right, we won't go back.
Because I was in the back seat and you really couldn't see me, so I could have got away.
Well, we won't talk about that. It's been a pleasure all these years, and from watching the fire department and EMS, and I've watched Elvis was started right after high school and grew up in law enforcement and emergency service, and he's dedicated his life to it in all facets. And I have to agree with the chief that he's always had the best interest of the citizens of Robertson County, regardless of what community they came from and whatever capacity he may have been serving. And as you see from the badges over there and all the patches and the little awards and things, he's run the gamut from law enforcement to anything that has to do with any type of emergency service. So speaking for the citizens of Robertson County, I want to thank you personally And I've known you a long time. Congratulations to you. I wish you the best in your retirement. And I have a picture for him over there in a card when he had long hair. So and, you'll see that later on. Have a blessed day. God bless you. And appreciate you being my friend.
Thank you, Sheriff. I appreciate it very much.
Well, you came to visit me at the high school when you were on patrol, and
Legal ramifications of that.
so I have been through all the law enforcement and the other things that he has been through too, right there beside him the whole way.
She has supported me the whole time.
Doesn't he look a little young to be retiring?
Oh, absolutely. I think he started when he was about 5 years old, so he's actually much younger than most people think he is.
I'm actually working on a story that he's doctored his birth certificate.
I've heard the same thing. I think that the whiteout on the birth certificate was the first clue, and I think the hair. I think the hair certainly, nobody that is as old as he's supposed to be could have the cool hair going like that. Not for that many years. It's very suspicious.
I'm working on a story. He looks a little young to me to be retiring. We're thinking that maybe he doctored his birth certificate. What are your thoughts?
It's very possible. Knowing Elvis, he may have easily done something like that.
I don't think he's fooled people like he's thought all these years.
He's dyeing his hair gray, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And plucking it out.
That's very possible also.
Just trying to create the illusion of age. He's that's 17 probably is my guess.
He's not tall enough to be much older than that.
You have a long career in police work, isn't that right?
I do.
Doesn't it seem strange to you that Elvis seems very young to be retiring?
Well, I don't know. Depends on the hair color that he's using as to what his age may or may not be.
I've heard he's dyeing his hair gray to look older.
And that could be a possibility.
And I've heard secretly that the Sheriff's Department is currently investigating this situation. Is that true? But you probably off the record, you can't tell me, can you?
Off the record, I can't tell you that. Really, no comment. Yeah, in all seriousness, I've known Elvis since he first went into law enforcement, and I've watched him throughout his career with the Sheriff's Office. We trained him good before we let the city have him. So he was with the Sheriff's Office, and he's been with the Emergency Service, the Volunteer Fire Department. I was a volunteer at the same time he was with the Fire Department, the County Fire Department. Then he went on to volunteer with Emergency Medical, and he's done it all. Any type of emergency services, his career has been around that. Always servicing the citizens not only of Springfield but of Robertson County. And he's done a great job, a long, lustrous career. He knows everybody, and he'll be missed.
We've just spoke to the sheriff about it, and though he refuses to acknowledge that there is an investigation going on, we believe that Elvis looks way too young to be retiring. What are your thoughts?
Oh, he is, but he's had a good term in the city, and he's been a pretty good fellow, so it just remains to be seen what he's going to do, and he'll probably be turning back up kind of like the real Elvis.
I've known Elvis Wilson for a little over 50 years, to be precise, since the 6th grade. And in his professional life through the years, no matter what hats he wore at the time, ambulance service, sheriff's department, police department, 911, he was always Elvis to me, and he will always be Elvis.
It was a pleasure working with Elvis. He's been a great professional, very hard-working individual. He will be missed. His spot's going to be hard to fill.
You have an interesting job, but I almost wonder if I end up listening to your people more than you do.
I'm sure you do, Jim. I'm sure you do, because my end is pretty on the administrative side, and of course through the years I've been there and done what they've done, but now I just mostly administrative, and I make sure they do their job.
So you admit you don't listen to your people?
No, I'm not going to say that, man, because I do. We have to keep track of, make sure they're operating. And we have some great dispatchers out there, both on both sides, city and county, or city 911, however you want to call it. They're great. They do a great job. And, we've got a lot of years' experience in there to do a real good job.
You've certainly had an amazing career. You've set a few milestones in your career. Tell me about a couple of them.
Well, I started originally with the Sheriff's Office in 1972. I was a dispatcher. I went through the Law Enforcement Academy in 1974. Actually was the first person from the Sheriff's Department to go to the Academy in Donaldson.
I went on patrol. I became a patrol sergeant. I spent several years doing that. I worked several years at the ambulance service. Worked there as a captain. I left there as a captain. Back at the sheriff's office as a lieutenant. In 1987, I went to the Springfield Police Department and have been working for the city of Springfield ever since. For the last, most of the last 3 years, I've been the director of the 911 Center, and that's where we combined all the dispatchers from both the county sheriff's department and the Springfield Police Department into one building. I'm just, grateful to have been of service to the people of the county and the city, and like I said earlier, if all of us in this kind of business, if we, crime scenes, fires, wrecks, ambulance, whatever, it don't matter if, the only thing that means much to us is if we just feel like we've helped one person, it's been worth it. And my 41 years, it's been fun. It's been enjoyable. Will I miss it? Sure will. You don't get up every morning knowing, for 41 years, knowing you're going to be involved in something, some kind of crime, some kind of emergency, someone hurt, and then just get up and forget about it. But, it's time to move on, do some different things. I've got some different plans, different things I want to do, and, I'll still be around. People can get hold of me pretty well anytime, probably call you and find me. So
we heard you're going to be charging exorbitant fees as a consultant now.
That's a joke you and I told. No, absolutely not. I don't plan on getting into any kind of consultant. If I can help anybody that will call me, that can be more than glad to. But no, I'm not going to be a consultant.
You're going to go into computer repair?
I want to do a little bit on site. I've done it on site. I just want to do a little on site. I don't want to compete with anybody. I don't want any big jobs, no businesses. Just just friends and friends of friends, and just a little bit like that. Just a little bit of supplement income.
So it's your friends you're going to charge exorbitant fees to?
That might be where you got that, Jim. No, actually, it'd be real good because it's just something I like to do, and give me something to do. And I'll be drawing my state retirement and Social Security as of Sunday. I'll turn 65 years old. So
wow, is that the truth?
It really is. It really is. I'll be 65 Sunday. So it's been a wild ride, but a fun ride.
I guess if you can't believe a guy from 911, who can you believe?
Well, I guess that's true. But Jim, you've been a good friend, and I appreciate your service. Seems like everybody gets more from you than you as they do just about anywhere else. So I thank you.
Well, thank you for the compliment, sir.
You're more than welcome.
Well, there you have it, Robertson County. Elvis has left the building. I know we had a little fun with Elvis today in this report, but all silliness aside, Elvis, you were truly a professional to work with, and we wish you all the luck in your retirement. This has been Jim Ball reporting for Smoky Barn News in Springfield. When you're going over the vast array of flooring options available today, why not consider a company that's been doing floors since the early 1900s? That's right, I'm talking about the Flooring Center. They're located at 505 Memorial Boulevard in Springfield, and the minute you walk in the door, you'll know things are different. One thing you'll notice right away, whether you're talking to an installer or you're talking to a salesman on the floor, everyone knows a lot about floors at the Flooring Center. So whether it's hardwood or tile, if you're looking for price, quality, and service, then you're looking for the Flooring Center, formerly the Furniture Center. For more great flooring ideas, see a link to their Facebook page below this video.